Buongiorno, buongiorno a tutti.
Good morning everybody. We can start this opening ceremony. My name is Roberto Cicuta. I'm the president of the Venice Biennale. It is a good sign that we can have the awarding ceremony at the end of the first week of pre-inauguration of the 59th International Art Exhibition. Last year it wasn't the same with architecture. It was a miracle. During the pandemic, we managed to organize the architecture exhibition, a great success. But the jury could only reach us at the end, so we had the awarding ceremony at the closing of the exhibition. Allow me to thank Minister Franceschini, Minister Federico D'Inca, the ministers of other countries participating in the Biennale, the president of the regional authority, Luca Zaia, the vice mayor, Tomaello, representing the municipality of Venice, ambassadors and authorities. The Golden Lion ceremony is a conclusion, but also a start. People who will be awarded the Lifetime Achievement Golden Lion sign a pact with us, a pact that they will maintain their will to be present in the Biennale and to continue to give us their art. So they are Golden Lions for a lifetime achievement. Do not expect you will not be back here. You will have to be back here very soon. The floor to Cecilia Alemani, the curator of this 59th International Art Exhibition, an expected exhibition with a long conceiving stage with and obstacles, but a number of advantages. Allow me to add that the Biennale, in its 127 years of history, has faced many difficult times in which politics was dominating the world scenario. In these times of difficulty, for these times of difficulty, we have developed in 2020 an exhibition, The Disquieted Muses When the Biennale Meets History, for its capacity to react and to group protagonists of these moments. We are proud to have been able to support the Ukrainian pavilion to open and to be present in the Biennale with the artists, the curators, and the 3 commissioners. Not only this, Cecilia, with the curators and the artists, has developed a dedicated space, Piazza Ucraina, the Giardini, and the artists that are in their country continue to produce their art, their works of art. They send us posters representing their works of art that are exhibited in this public space. So I thank them for accepting and realizing this project. I thank all of those that have contributed with me, the Biennale team and Cecilia in particular, who have contributed to develop this initiative. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, President, for your kind introduction. A warm welcome to all artists in the room, journalists, and the colleagues from the Venetian institutions. We are proud here for the awarding ceremony. Today, officially, the exhibition, The Milk of Dreams, is opening to the public. It was a long preparation work, more than 2 years, and I finally see visitors in front of the works of art, and this was the greatest joy for me in these months. Organizing this exhibition has been a wonderful adventure, but not without obstacles and ons and offs. Sitting here in this beautiful room, we know this is something extraordinary, that it took us more than 2 years of fear and terrible losses to get here. The Biennale team has worked in extreme and complicated conditions, difficult to imagine from the outside. In order to understand the magnitude of this historic event, I would like to recall that the last time the Biennale was forced to postpone was in 1944, during the Second World War. a fact that reminds us that we are still living in an extraordinary historical moment and that this semblance of normality we all know is achieved with enormous efforts, working in absolutely complicated conditions. Which is why I would like to start by thanking all the artists, the supporters, the curatorial team, and the extraordinary team of the Biennale who invented solutions and solved problems with the creativity and precision that has made the Venice Biennale truly legendary, knowing that we would never have been able to realize this without them. We are glad we host the four finalists of the Biennale College Art who will exhibit their works in the exhibition. We can now start the ceremony with the awarding of the Lifetime Achievement Lions. 59th art exhibition of the Biennale di Venezia, Golden Lion to a Lifetime Achievement to Katharina Fritsch. Before inviting the artist, Cecilia Lemani will read the motivation for the awarding. The first time I saw in person the works by Katharina Fritsch was in Venice during the edition of 1999, curated by Harald Zeman, the first Biennale I saw. The massive piece filling the main room at the Central Pavilion was entitled Rattenkönig, the Rat King, a disquieting sculpture in which a group of giant rodents is crouched in a circle with their tails knotted together like some strange magic ritual. Every time I've encountered one of Fritsch's sculptures in the years since, I felt the same sense of awe and dizzying attraction. Fritsch's contribution to the field of contemporary art, especially sculpture, has been incomparable. She creates figurative works that are both hyper-realistic and fanciful copies of objects, animals, and people, faithfully rendered in every detail but transformed into uncanny apparitions. Fritsch often alters the scale of her subjects, shrinking them down or vastly enlarging them and coating them in disorienting solid colors. It feels like one is looking at monuments from an alien civilization or artifacts on display in a strange post-human museum. She has been many times at the Venice Biennale. She has represented Germany in 1995. She exhibited Rattenkönig in 1999. And more recently, she presented a number of sculptures in the Giardino delle Vergini in the Biennale curated by Beatrice Kuriger, who is here with us in 2011. After 25 years from her first participation, she's in Venice with Elephant, the sculpture that opens the Biennale international exhibition at the Central Pavilion. One of the largest hyper-realistic works of the artist in 1997. This sculpture is a replication of a taxidermic elephant, the skin of which is painted in dark green, like suggesting a bronze service. It is a vision that at the same time is apocalyptic and oniric, telling us about a nature that is disappearing and an increasingly artificial and synthetic world. It is also a reflection on the world of museums and exhibitions, their capacity to tell the stories of humanity. Katharina, please join us on stage.
So, very nice to have the elephant in Venice. And thank you to the Biennale and to Cecilia who brought it there. And thank you to my friends who are here to support me. And a lot of thanks to all the people and everybody who helped me doing the work in the last 40 years. So.
Thank you. Congratulations. Let's go this way.
Okay.
This is the boat. Siamo al secondo.
The second Golden Lion for Lifetime Achievement. The Golden Lion of the 59th Art Exhibition of the Venice Biennial goes to Cecilia Vicuña.
Prego Cecilia di leggere la motivazione.
Cecilia, you may read the motivations. One of the greatest privileges of being the curator is to visit the artist studios. And I remember the intensity of the first visits of Cecilia Vicuña's loft in the Tribeca quarter of New York. As soon as I opened the door, I realized that we were going to be good friends. Originally from Chile, Vicuña left her country after the golpe of Pinochet, the coup of Pinochet, and has lived in New York since the 1970s. She trained as a poetess, and she has attempted to preserve the writings of writers of Latin America, performing a great work of translation and by preserving the works that would have been otherwise lost. She is also an activist. She has worked for the rights of indigenous peoples in Latin America and in Chile in particular. In the visual arts, she has set herself aside from visual arts to performance through very complex assembly works. In the sense of artistic language, there's the fascination for indigenous traditions and for the non-Occidental, non-Western epistemology. She has worked on the side for decades, precisely, obstinately, anticipating numerous of the debates on ecology and feminism and imagining new personal and collective myths. The exhibition, The Milk of Dreams, shows several pieces of work by Vicuña, an assemblage called Naufrago, with fragments of objects that were found and dedicated to the preservation of the Venice Lagoon, where she reads the entwining of the artificial and the natural, the human and the non-human. The mastery of Vicuña consists in transforming modest objects into objects of tension and force and power. Many of her installations have been realized with materials that have been found, debris that was abandoned, which she uses for delicate compositions where the microscopic and the monumental appear to find a fragile balance. A precarious art, intimate at the same time and very powerful.
No, later.
Grazie tanti.
Thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here.
The milk of dreams is a transmission of the mother to the daughter. La mia mamma è qui.
My mother is here.
That Cecilia Alemani and her team, with a stroke of genius, have decided to include the eyes of different creatures, among them my mother, by different artists. And you see them in the vaporettos, you see them everywhere. And I see children caressing them, looking at them. And I think what a miraculous thing that Leonora Carrington, whom I met when I was 20 years old, she invited me to come stay with her. She could have dreamed all of us, because the milk of dreams dreamt us up as galactic beings. It is the mother's wisdom and infinite love that is our only guide to come out of this horror time we're in. And we have received our final warning. It's up to us to take up collectively the milk of dreams. Thank you, Cecilia. Thank you, Biennale. Thank you. Gracias.
Please, the other side. Double. You should go the other side. Yes. Lo dico io come siamo. Non fai che detto. È il momento di invitare.
And now is the time to invite the international jury, whom I would like to thank for the intense work performed in a week in which they have walked far and wide under sun and rain and have now reached their decisions. Cecilia, will you please call them up here with us? Adrienne Edwards, President of the jury. Lorenzo Giusti, Julieta González, Bonaventure Bejeng, Susanne Pfeffer.
Leggerà la
The motivations of the first special mention given to participants in the international exhibition will be read by Julieta González. The first special mention goes to Shuvinaya Shuna, presented in the central pavilion of the Giardini. Please, you have the floor.
We are awarding the special mention to
La menzione speciale Shuvinaya Shuna
and paintings reveals a profundity of indigenous Inuk cosmogonies, an existence in which species are interdependent on each other and which is not mediated by the coloniality of power instituted by the human species. Acknowledging the violence of the colonial enterprise, Ashuna, in her work, proposes possibilities of escaping the cul-de-sac by listening in, listening back, and listening forward to indigenous knowledges.
Ashuna non è a Venezia, lo ritira
She is not, unfortunately, in Venice, and the award will be taken on her behalf by William Houghton.
Well, as mentioned, I'm not Shuvanai Ashuna, but why, why am I here? I work with the West Baffin Eskimo Cooperative. Shuvanai is one of our artist members, and I work very closely with her on providing the resources and the encouragement to create her work, and also professional development opportunities. And of course, this is a big one. So on behalf of Shuvanai Ashuna, thank you very, very much to the La Biennale, Cecilia, to the jury, and of course to all of you. This is the second time that we've had an Inuit artist member. In 2017, it was Kananganak Pudagut, also in the curated section in the Arsenale. So to everyone who has supported our artists, who have supported this important and vital Inuit indigenous voice coming out of the Canadian Arctic, thank you.
La seconda menzione speciale.
The second special mention goes to Lynn Hirschman-Leeson.
La motivazione.
The motivation is read by Lorenzo Giusti.
Lynn Hirschman-Leeson for indexing the cybernetic concerns that run through the exhibition in an illuminating and powerful way, a way that also goes back to some visionary moments of early practice and that foresaw the influence of technology in our everyday lives.
Lynn Hirschman-Leeson è collegata.
Lynn Hirschman-Leeson is connected via Zoom.
I was there earlier this week and saw as many artworks as I could while being there, but I was told by everybody that I was ineligible to get any prize. This is not the first time that I've been told that I was not eligible. It's happened for about 60 years, particularly in this particular field. But it's really not about becoming eligible for an external prize. I think it's really about continuing with humor and passion to work with the same belief and quest as Cyborg 1. And this was done with a remarkable team that I'm grateful to. Joan Chen, Nina Holine, my entire crew, my galleries, who were crucial to the completion of this work, and to Cecilia Amani for including me in her exhibition that proves again, she who laughs last, laughs best. And also that we must dream and laugh together and defy the predictions in order to continue to have an enlightened future. So thank you.
Per ritirare la menzione invito Becky Kolbick.
Becky Kolbick ritira il.
Ora due menzioni speciali.
Now, two special mentions to national participations. Special mention to the French Pavilion. The award is given here on stage to Zineb Sedira, Yasmina Regad, Sambar Dazwil, Til Ferra, Agnes Alfandari, Odur Kun Buñel. The motivation is read by Bonaventure So Bejeng Ndikung, one of the jury members.
I am honored to stand here to acknowledge the work of Zineb Sedira. In an ideal world, we would have given a joint recognition to Zineb and others in the spirit of building communities in the diaspora, in recognition of and practice and gratitude for the long-standing exchange of ideas and solidarity, for looking at complex histories of cinema beyond the West and multiple histories of resistances in her work. She deserves this more than anything. Thank you, Zineb and the team.
Consegna il premio Cecilia Alemani.
The award is given by Cecilia Alemani.
The Institut Français is very happy and very proud. Grazie mille alla Biennale. Thank you to the jury. We really would like to thank all our partners who make this possible today. And in the name of Eva Nguyen-Bin, President of the Institut Français, Commissioner of the French Pavilion, we really like to thank Zineb for sharing for sharing this very generous project, both personal but meaningful for all of us. Thank you, Zineb.
I don't really know what to say apart from thank you very much. I'm really touched. I've got all my friends from London, Paris, everywhere here, and Italy, of course. And yes, you know, let's dance, let's run together, I think. You know, there is a dance floor in my pavilion who's waiting for all of you to gather together, and let's dance to the tempo of life. Thank you.
Hi everyone, thank you to the jury. A few days ago, we officially launched the French Pavilion of Zineb Sedira. I said I shared and carried the dreams of Ali, who's here, Zulikha, and Rahima, sons and daughters of Zineb Sedira. And also, I shared the dreams and carried the dream of Maya and Arani, daughters of Sonia Boyce and David Bailey. But today I am Yasmina Regad, the woman who once was a child who claimed that she wanted to be a revolutionary woman when I grow up. And this is the dream of the parents of Zineb who fought for the emancipation and the liberation of their country. And Zineb, I'm sure they are really proud of you. And thank you for telling the future of the past by giving me the part of all the revolutionary and exceptional women in the world in your film. Thank you.
One more very quick thing to add. I'm also one of this wonderful, wonderful team, and I grew up in Lebanon. My name is Sam. Everybody knows me as Sam, but I'm actually Usama John, as an expression from my parents who believed in cross-cultural living and coexistence. I grew up in a civil war in a city, Beirut, whose appetite for life was only matched by its insatiable or the irreconcilable burden of its different ambitions. And as a kid, I used to dream I would go one day somewhere, I would do something, and I would put all these images in a box of my dreams. And my mom told me, "What are you doing?" one day. I said, "I have all my dreams in this box." And she said, "But your dreams shouldn't be in a box, they're bigger than a box." And I think Zainab, not that you're my mother, I think Zainab, what you did is you actually allowed us all to realize again that dreams shouldn't live in boxes. Dreams have no titles. You revisited that moment in cinema where people were thinking of art and cinema as a tool of resistance, as a strategy of agitation, as a form of desire. The desire to imagine oneself beyond and out of colonial histories and colonial legacies, and to assert a moment of self-confidence in the face of everyone who tells you, put your dreams in a box. So, today, there are many kids in the world that are still putting their dreams in a box. And what we need to do as artists, as in cultural institutions, as curators, to tell these kids your dreams are bigger than being boxed in a narrative, in a stereotype, in a meta-history. And basically, Zainab, I'll just use your words. Let's resist, let's exist, let's do it with generosity and love and a shared sense of community, and let's dance, dance, dance.
Prego, prego. Seconda menzione speciale.
Second special mention to Uganda in Palazzo Palumbo Fossati in Venice. The motivation is read by Susanne Pfeffer, member of the jury, and the award is given to Colin Sedajugo, Akaye Kerunen, Samkelo Kello. The motivation.
Acknowledgement of their vision, ambition, and commitment to arts and producing in their countries, Ajaya Karuna, in her choice of her sculpture materials like bark clothed raffia, illustrates the sustainability as a practice and not only as just a policy or a concept. Thank you so much for these wonderful works in this great pavilion.
È collegato via Zoom il curatore.
The curator, Kaem Merali, is connected on Zoom.
Thank you very much for this great award mention. Until about 6 months ago, we had talked about the Uganda Pavilion as a work in progress. And here we are now as what can only be best described as a fulcrum of this work. This progress sets the standard and the path for the Ugandan Pavilion to continue in its power, to come from inherited knowledge to managing the multiple tasks needed to display its material heritage. A space in this Biennale is born out of faith, one that was strengthened in the remembrance of absence and the contemplation of loss. The kind of loss when you don't even know what you've lost. And the presence obtained by decisiveness and perseverance is what I'd like to thank, because this is what the two artists from Uganda for this inaugural pavilion, Achaye Karunen and Colin Sakajugo, brought. There have been warriors, there have been philosophers, historians, entrepreneurs, performers, farmers. They are storytellers. Both these artists are fated to tirelessly produce magic from the imaginary. I thank you for your commitment, your comradeship, and the spirit for making this pavilion Ugandan. In making new work for this city on the lagoon, the only way I can describe this work is that it illuminates the interconnectedness that we have been belatedly come to recognize in our lives. Thank you for providing a testament of hope after this collective period of 2 years of pandemic gloom. I would also like to take this moment to thank all who have tirelessly contributed, starting with the commissioner of the pavilion, who is represented here by Sam Okelokelo, followed by the patrons and the staff of the Biennale, especially the artistic director and the people of Venice, who are our main audience. And finally, our families who have helped us when we needed their support. Likewise, we dedicate this award to all the other pavilions which are present and the ones that will be encouraged to be here in 2024. This just goes to prove participating late does not mean success is unattainable. Grazie mille, Africa. Grazie mille, Venice.
No pressure at all, I kid you not. Thank you very much for seeing us, for inviting us here, and for holding a space with us. I would like to give a special shout out to Bjorn Stan, our manager of standards over there. Thank you for seeing us, for carrying our dreams. When you came to Kampala, you specially told me that I deserve and I'm worthy of being on a world stage with my work and my vision. And here we are. And to the Uganda government, the Ministry of Gender, Labor and Social Development, that enabled us to be here and carrying with us the dreams of many nations, allow me to give a special shout out to all the women of my tribe, of my language, of my lineage, of my heritage, whom I represent by being here, who are holding peace and putting down the protection of the earth and the wetlands that are being overused to extinction. We are because they are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Colin Sekajugo, Ugandan multimedia artist. What an honor to be here. I cannot express in words how gratified I am as a Ugandan artist, as an African artist, who comes from a place of unknowingness. My existence here, my participation in this Biennale is predicated on the idea that Uganda has no art. Today, I'm standing here to celebrate the strife, the struggle, and the resilience and the perseverance that Uganda has endured over the years, especially in terms of art making. Representing my Uganda at such a, prestigious, groundmaking and groundbreaking event is nothing more than grand. I am so proud to be doing this together with my colleague, Ajayi Karunen, in partnership with my government, that is through the Ministry of Culture, Gender, and Social Development. Thank you very much, Sam Okello, for being with us here. Thank you so much, everyone that has given us this opportunity, this platform, not only to express ourselves, but to bring Ugandan art to such a stage. We hope that what we are taking away today will live on forever and will create a long-lasting impact on the Ugandan art scene. Thank you so much.
I just want to say one or two things. One, I'm very proud of our artist from Uganda. Number two is to thank the Biennale for allowing us this space and to say that please come visit Uganda. That is always what I say. If you have not been to Uganda, you have not been somewhere. Thank you.
Per il Leone d'Argento, per un promettente.
A silver lion for a promising young participant in the international exhibition, The Milk of Dreams. I would like to invite the Vice Mayor, Andrea Tomello, to step forward. The motivation will be read by the President of the jury, Adrienne Edwards. The award goes to Ali Cherry. Please step forward.
Ascoltiamo la motivazione.
Let us listen to the motivations.
For an interdisciplinary and multi-layered presentation that takes a meditation on earth, fire, and water from a constructive perspective to a mythical dimension reflecting the Milk of Dreams' own opening up to other narratives that depart from the logic of progress and reason. Congratulations.
Thank you. I think I'm a very lucky person because I have so many wonderful people in my life. Sorry. I'm thinking now about the workers in North Sudan, in Karima, the Brickyard, Maher, Santino, Sini, Ayman, you've all been really great. You taught me that generosity is an unconditional thing to give. I'm thinking about my family, my mother and my father, my sisters in Beirut. Cecilia, thank you for your trust and the poetry. For the amazing team, you made this really a great experience. For the jury, I'm sure this wasn't an easy task because there's so many great artists and beautiful works, so thank you. And of course, thank you to Yanya Khalj. She's my producer. We've been working on this project for several years. I've made a fiction feature film as well with the work that I'm showing here that will premiere in Cannes in a couple of weeks. So thank you, Yanya. This has been an amazing experience. And to Iman Fares, my friend and my gallerist, you showed me the way and we went this road together. Thank you. And to Rémi, I know you're watching. C'est pour toi ça.
Invito il Presidente della
I would like to invite the President of the Veneto region, Luca Zaio, to step forward to give the Golden Lyre for the best participant in the international exhibition Milk of Dreams.
Adrienne Edwards leggerà la motivazione.
The motivations will be read by Adrienne Edwards. The Golden Lion for the best participants in the international exhibition The Milk of Dreams go to Simone Ley.
For the rigorously researched, virtuosically realized, and powerfully persuasive monumental sculptural opening to the Arsenale, which alongside Belkis Ayon provided a compelling entree to the ideas, sensibilities, and approaches constellated and animated throughout the Milk of Dreams. Congratulations, Simone.
I would like to thank Cecilia Alamali, my hero, and her entire team, especially Marta and Stefania. I would like to thank Matthew Marks Gallery, my studio team, especially Rebecca Adib, Dress, and Sarah Wang. I'd like to thank the Boston ICA as well. I wanted to mention and thank my mentors that got me here, Ola B.C. Silva, Peggy Cooper K. Fritsch, Thelma Golden, and my interlocutors, Rashida Bumpre, Madeline Hunt Ehrlich, Sharifa Rose Pitts, Vanessa Agar Jones, and Lorraine O'Grady. Finally, I would like to thank my most beautiful daughter, Zenobia, who has helped me to become a better person. Thank you.
Invito il Ministro della Cultura Dario Franceschini.
I would like to invite Minister Dario Franceschini to step forward to give the Golden Lion for the best national participation.
Invito la Presidente di giuria.
I would like to invite the presidents of the jury to step forward to read the motivations. Golden Lion for the best national participation in the 59th exhibition goes to Great Britain.
Ritirano il premio.
The award will be given to Emma Dexter, Emma Ridgway, Sonia Boyce, the artist. We will now listen to the motivations.
Sonia Boyce proposes consequently another reading of histories through the sonic. In working collaboratively with other Black women, she unpacks a plenitude of silenced stories. Boyce proposes a very contemporary language in relation to fragmented forms that the viewer in experiencing the pavilion can piece together. Important questions of rehearsal as opposed to the perfectly attuned, as well as relations between voices in the form of a choir in a distance and at varying points in the show are posed. Congratulations, Sonia.
Sorry, I did this the other day and I thought I was much more in control of myself, but I just trying to figure out what's going on. There are so many people to thank. And I will begin with my family. I call him my husband. We've been together for over 30 years, so I suppose we are. David A. Bailey, who he's one of these people who just says, go on. In fact, he sent me, he was unable to come to Venice, and he sent me a text on Wednesday, says, go knock it out of the park. And my girls, who I let sleep, they went to a late night party last night. And I thought, I didn't tell them, they have no idea I'm here. And I will go and wake them up now. And oh my gosh. So many people. I want to thank, I actually want to thank Okwi in Weasel. Okwi came to me back in 2014 and said, oh yeah, show me some of your work. I haven't seen it for a while. And I said, curators are always being asked. Artists are always going to curators. I'm showing you my mode. And he said, no, so, and I thought, no, he's just being very kind. And then he sent me another message and said, send me your work. And I have to thank him for putting me, my first time at the Venice Biennale was in 2015, 7 years ago. And it really changed for a lot of people how they saw the work that I've been doing, because of course many people may know that I've been working as an artist who emerged during the early 1980s as part of the Black Art movement. And I'm just so pleased with all the people that have come along since that journey, and that journey has become bigger and bigger and bigger. But we mustn't forget that there is an even longer arc, which we see in Zinebj. There's a longer arc of people that we need to keep saying they're here. Cecilia, thank you for this, asking us to imagine who can imagine. Thank you for doing that. It's a beautiful show. And I have to thank Emma Ridgway, Emma Dexter, the British Council. I mean, when Emma called me, I was in complete disbelief. The team that I always work with, Neve Sullivan, many people, Neve does magic. She does magic. Courtney, I don't know if Courtney's gone back yet. She called me the first day that it was announced. I've had so many people mentoring me through this process. Francesca, my word, thank you. And most of all, thank you to the women who make up the Devotional Project. This project goes back to the mid-19th century to the present day, and those performers who agreed to go on a journey which they didn't know what was going to happen, and they say, yeah, we can join you, and they have made amazing, amazing. They are stunning. Thank you.
Certo, Ministro Cecilia.
Hello, my name is Emma Dexter. I'm Director of Visual Arts at the British Council, and I'm the Commissioner of the British Pavilion. And I just want to say a few words about our project that has been honoured here today. I want to say thank you to Roberto and to Cecilia. Thank you to all the Biennale. This is quite an extraordinary moment, and we are really proud to be part of this inspiring and connecting Biennale. I want to say a big thank you to Emma Ridgway, our curator, who has been a really amazing person to work with, understands museum practice, and has written a beautiful essay for our catalogue. And I also want to say thank you to Courtney Martin, who's also done a beautiful interview in our catalogue with Sonia that goes right back to the early days of her life, going to school, etc. On behalf of the British Council, I want to say a huge thank you to Sonia. It is such a privilege. It has been such a joy to work with you, and you have such grace and generosity that you spread it around you, and you are an absolute image of how to be as a person. I'm learning all the time now, even at my advanced age, about how to have grace. It's also really important, I think, for British art history, this moment, because Sonia was a key member of the Black British art movement that took place in the UK in the 1980s, and still to this day is not sufficiently known, recognised, loved and appreciated, both at home and internationally. So I'm really gratified that this moment gives those artists, of which Sonia, of course, is a star, but all those other artists who are around her and curators who've worked so tirelessly over so many decades. Thank you.
So good afternoon, I'm Emma Ridgway. It's my great honour to have been invited by Sonia Boyce and Emma Dexter and the British Council team to come and work on this collaborative project and to shape it up and to see how things unfold and what comes through the journey of making the work. And at the core of it in this period as well, that the breath and the air can be converted through the bodies and emotionality of people into something that conveys such feeling and stands so much for political freedom. Solidarity with people. It's a lot. And we've got a lot to learn from Sonia's approach.
Grazie.
Thank you. Thank you to all of you who have participated. Thank you, Cecilia Alemani. Thank you to the jury, to the team of Biennale, to the artists, to the curators, the commissioners who have participated in the exhibitions. There are many more months to enjoy the international exhibition and the Biennale in the pavilions, and we will meet back in 2024. Thank you all.